Kyrgyzstan is one of the 5 countries in Central Asia with recorded history span over 2000 years, encompassing a variety of cultures and empires. Although geographically isolated by its highly mountainous terrains, this has helped preserve its ancient culture. Kyrgyzstan has been at the crossroads of several great civilizations as part of the Silk Road and other commercial and cultural routes. Kyrgyzstan has periodically fallen under foreign domination and broke away from Soviet Union in 1991. If we need to describe Kyrgyzstan in few words, then it would be fantastic hikes, great horse riding and welcoming people. We'll try to pass you the general mood of the country and all the pitfalls we had on the way, so you might to avoid them. We started our journey from the capital of the country, Bishkek, and their helpful taxi drivers trying to give you a unique lifetime ride to the center of the city. Double price. We exchanged a small amount of money so we could pay for the transportation, and surprisingly the exchange rate was good, but you will have a better one in the town, and you need a passport for this. Marshrutka is the name of the public bus, and it's on the right side from the exit. It cost us 60 cents each for a 40 minutes ride to the center of the town. Public transportation is available during the day only, so you are forced to take a taxi at night. Taxi should cost you around 7 or 8 euro. Number and Yandex Taxi are really popular applications as an Uber alternatives. To make your trip as smooth as possible, consider to install these apps as well. 2GIS Maps. Not available in every city, but if it's available, then it's doing a great job on showing you all the local routes of every bus around the city. Google Maps works perfectly and growing in popularity. Don't forget to download offline maps. Spending 2-3 days in Bishkek should be enough to see everything, as it's not that big, with about 1 million in population. Around the center there are squares, monuments, parks, zoo, theater, Eternity Flame, which was actually working, as sometimes they're trying to save money by keeping it off, which defeats the whole purpose. We like that they have a lot of parks. Locals recommended us to avoid them at night though, and the whole town is really green, with a lot of trees. On Couchsurfing, we've made a friend who showed us around the city and gave local information. We've shared a couple of cups of local drink called Maxim, exactly like my name.
We're planning to do some horse rides, so it's gonna be a test run for me, if I can handle it.
After a nice ride on the horse, we were thirsty, so why not to have a glass of soda? Unfortunately, the lady had a problem with her Sovietic device. But at least we had the chance to have a look on the interior of the system, and after that, I wasn't thirsty anymore.
Coffee is super expensive, so bring your coffee from home. Or start drinking tea instead of coffee.
Yeah, 30 cents compared to a couple of euros.
At the capital, can offer a lot of obstacles.
You cannot walk distracted here.
You need a lot of focus and concentration.
You're gonna end up in the hole there.
Yeah.
It's quite a popular concept here to have this
buffet thing.
Buffet. Every second restaurant has this.
In cafeteria, you might be spending 2 euro for a meal. Often they are located in the center of the city, and in fact a lot of students are frequent visitors here. For 5 euro you could have a quality meal, and you might need to roll out of the restaurant, or at least you will have a food coma. Even if a taxi is relatively cheap, Marshrutka is even cheap. For one ride you might be paying 15 cents, and if it's a traffic, then the speed is the same, even if you are in the taxi. Because public transportation is packed during the rush hour, I've ended up swearing a lot in my head when I was squeezed from every side. Just follow your budget and common sense.
Kind of experience because the drivers of Marshrutka, they are racing between each other.
It's quite intense there.
Yeah, beeping. You feel the rush, the braking.
You feel adrenaline there.
If you have a bit of time or you don't need to carry anything, just walk. In the center there is a big market, which is kind of busy and full of Chinese stuff.
Still, it's quite popular here.
There is no excuse to not buy a local SIM card. It's super cheap, and there are 3 major companies. You don't pay for a SIM card, but you are buying a package. For a couple of euros you can get up to 15 gigs of data, which is quite fast in the cities. For 3 or 4 euro you can have access to Banya, which is sauna, and if you double it, then you can have a peeling as well. And that's exactly what we did. To finish the day, we went to explore nightlife. There are few great places in the center which are packed with people, and on the way back we stopped for a disco party in the park for free. Interesting fact, when you want to cross the street, the cars are stopping. It's just because there are so many cameras and people are paying huge fines that they are even forced to stop on the red light. For now it's only in Bishkek, but the whole country is implementing this working technique. They are doing better than some European countries. Once we've explored Bishkek, we started to plan our further trip. We're renting 2 bikes here. We're going to Alanarcha, like National Park. It will take us 4 hours. Marshrutka would cost you like half of the price, quarter of the time, but still, it's more fun. It's always uphill. Our knees not handling anymore, so we start walking last 5 kilometers. The entrance to the park is not free, but at least we had some sweet and tasty apples on the way.
I was waiting for this moment for the last 3 hours at least. I wanted to see this zero.
It took us between 4 or 5 hours to get on top of the mountain. We were so tired that we couldn't do any hikes there. I would recommend to take a taxi or a bus to the top and then hike from there, as there is the most beautiful part. Numerous hikes and some waterfalls.
Basically the water we bought in the supermarket we could just get here for free. Now we have the beauty of going downhill.
It was a unique downhill ride, as we almost not pedal in the whole journey. Some stops for selfies with horses and just to enjoy the view. Once we came back from our adventurous cycling, our priority was a huge dinner. The place we found was a little bit expensive on the menu, but when we saw the size of the dishes, we realized that it's a fair price. We've ordered meat under cheese, fried lagman and vareniki with potatoes. Most of the places do not have translated menus, so try to improve your Russian skills in advance. And don't forget kompot, which is a great alternative for a soda, as it's all natural and fairly inexpensive. Tipping is already included in the price, so you don't need to tip on top of that. We paid €10.50 in total. It's time to leave our comfortable nest and continue going.
Goodbye. This was a nice day, but we're ready to go.
Taxi rides are quite cheap, and very often you might end up in the smallest Deomatiz, which is extremely popular, and waiting time is short for them. We are not too fancy, so we go with the flow. We headed to the bus station to take Marshrutka to Cholpon-Ata, where we will stop for the first night. Before buying a ticket, you need to practice your pronunciation. Cholpon-Ata. So you will sound a bit more local, and there is less chance of being ripped off.
€4 for each. Quite affordable, huh?
Yeah, the driver is waiting for us. The ride will take about 4 hours, and this bus station had fixed prices printed on A4 page. So buying a ticket was a pleasure, as the price is also reasonable. From our observation, almost every Marshrutka is an old Mercedes fan. I guess it's much easier to keep a stock of spare parts like this. On the long ride, you might need to strategically choose your seat, as otherwise you will end up standing, as there are not enough buses and they're all packed. Take a seat next to the window, somewhere in the middle or back of Marshrutka. You can thank me later. After 4 hours of sitting, we arrived at Cholpon-Ata and walked to the homestay. Quick check-in, and we headed to see the town while it was still sunny.
Do you have the same idea?
Yeah, we're considering to buy this one, and
It's a good solution to traveling around this area at least.
the place itself is
Average.
Cholpon-Ata was a popular resort town during Soviet times, with a population of a bit more than 10,000 people, and nowadays it's trying to get back its glorious past. Numerous war monuments, which need some attention as they are starting to fall apart. Yeah, truly impressive architecture.
Beautiful, yeah. Nicely maintained and...
Yeah, it's of the season, guys. To learn something new, we decided to visit a museum, and it was quite interesting, and it took us about 30 minutes. Most of the exhibition is about the nomad way of life and recent history of events like World War II. It's cozy, it's like a mini campervan. I couldn't understand the prices of the paintings, as they purposely made them confusing. The town contains numerous large and small sanatoria, hotels and guest houses to accommodate many tourists in the summer. During the Soviet era, it was very frequented by organized mass tourism from other parts of the Soviet Union.
No, at least we saw some kids playing. Not on their PlayStation, but on the playground.
That's interesting thing.
We bought the package of Lay's, €150, and this ice cream like 10 cents.
Chin chin.
Jesus, no? Such a big difference.
We went to spa, not just to take a shower, but also to have a little bit of relax. After making some local friends, we understood that in the season it's almost impossible to get into the pool, as there are way too many people. It's much nicer when it's cold outside, as you really enjoy the warm water. One of the pools is really hot, like 50 degrees, and we couldn't even get into it.
For really tough people.
Like not us.
No, so there was other people.
Remember to take your swimsuit, as you cannot come with your normal underwear. Next morning, we had one of our best breakfasts in the whole trip. The host put real passion into cooking. Once we played with dogs, we headed to the main attraction of Cholpon-Ata, Petroglyphs Museum. Now, a little bit of general knowledge. CBT stands for Community-Based Tourism. It's almost like a tourism agency who can suggest you a hike, horse ride or any other organized tour, and also recommend you a homestay, which is extremely popular in the country. There are not too many hotels and they're mostly overpriced, and in a whole month we stayed only once. We've been using Booking.com and the Airbnb app is popular as well. In October, there were so many options for a stay with the really affordable prices. Price range is from €10 for a nice room for 2 persons. Mostly, we've been booking rooms on the same day of the stay, so it gave us a lot of flexibility. Sometimes, people are taking an extra step to make tourists happy, so they might take you for a guided tour like this host did.
То есть он дальше стоит, уже размеры, перспективы уже как-то это определяли.
Small rock, huh?
We should bring it with us as a memory thing. Quite nice open air museum.
Yeah, you can see nice lake, nice mountains on the back.
I think it's like over 2000 years ago. They drew some paintings here.
You have a couple of trails here, 90 minutes, 60 minutes.
I mean, basically you can walk as far as you can. You can walk inside the mountain there. It's all yours. If you come later in the afternoon, you can get for free because there wouldn't be any guards at the entrance.
This is takeoff lane of the plane, and we just take up some speed here.
Until 2003, Cholpon-Ata had regular links with Bishkek, Osh and Jalalabad. After fast driving and chatting with our host, he dropped us to the shared taxi starting point.
Basically, comfort is our priority. Look at these carpets. So
most of the taxi drivers are also mechanics of their cars, as they buy old cars for a couple of $1,000 and they are often in poor shape. Ride is a little bit less than 2 hours, and you have an option to take a marshrutka as well. It's a little bit cheaper. Worth mentioning how dangerous drivers they are, driving way too fast for the road's condition and constantly creating a dangerous situation to save a couple of seconds here and there.
oh, we made it.
Karakol. A bit high because the car was having a bit of fuel smell.
Yeah, I'm kind of in my own world now.
Yeah, the drivers are flying, huh?
Time is money for them. We have to be fast.
Once we had lunch, we headed to CBT office for some information. Unfortunately, I felt like we knew more things about the area than them, so we left disappointed. Karakol is the 4th largest city in Kyrgyzstan, and it's a major tourist destination, serving as a good starting point for excellent hiking, trekking, skiing and mountaineering. It is Central Asia's highest ski resort, with 20 kilometers of slopes, just 20 minutes from the town. In the town, there are few places to visit, and this might be one of them.
It reminds me of our childhood at our grandmother's place.
High tech. Would you like some water? We can pump it. We can push it.
Oh, yeah.
Have you seen it before?
Well, yeah, at home.
At home, the same.
Behind us we have one of the tourist attractions here. It's a mosque.
There is no nail used.
Built in 1907.
Yeah.
Only in 3 years. They told that they didn't use any nails for building it, but kind of when you build with the bricks, you don't really need any nails, no?
After spiritual break, we headed to the center. There are rows of vendors and shops at the Bugu Bazaar in Karakol. Some friends recommended that we try Karakol's signature dish called ashlanfu. The spicy soup is typically served cold.
Why would they put some chicken here inside or some kind of meat?
Yeah, but then it wouldn't cost very some. After dinner, we came back home, as tomorrow we've planned a hike to Altina Rashan.
Wherever you go in the quite undeveloped countries, there is a high chance that you will get the plug for your chargers somewhere here. Or maybe even we found somewhere like you can charge here. So it's a good idea to have like extension cable. It's really light, it's really thick. We just made some kind of modification. Works really nice.
Is it clear on the bed?
Under the bed is all clear. Wardrobe is clear.
Over.
Exploration Brother team ready to go.
Over.
It's all clear. Over.
Don't forget over.
Over.
Yurts today.
Yeah, it's more about hiking than yurts, but yeah.
I'm waiting for yurts.
It took us about 30 minutes to get from our hostel to the central market, and we crossed most of the city, so it gives you an idea of how big Karakol is. Taking a taxi is even more hassle to negotiate the price. Before taking the marshrutka, we did some shopping, so we could be ready for the mountains.
So this is the car for backpack in case of the rain.
As usual, very quickly marshrutka is getting completely full, but luckily the ride is only 30 minutes.
What the lady said.
She told basically her life story and like what the situation there, how much make the government paying her.
She worked for 25 years as a teacher, and she has
it's like 30 euro. But it's quite interesting that people just tell you the whole thing, where the kids, how much money they make. Здравствуйте. Снега не выпало, нет? Нормально, да?
It should be about 15 kilometers
to walk up the hill. And actually you can ride, you can get the four-wheel drive the car.
I'm not sure if you're enjoying because you're kind of in the box and everything is moving.
I guess it's more pleasant even to walk.
We came to Kyrgyzstan in October and it was already pretty cold, with some snow on the peaks. Many closed yurts, so it was impossible to explore everything and everywhere. This place is a paradise for multiple day hikes, with exploring hot springs, lakes and waterfalls. Riding a horse is another popular option instead of walking.
We kind of started understanding why it costs so much, 5,000–6,000.
Yeah,
the road is really bad.
You break your car here. Rocks, big ones.
I think every trip you have to go to the mechanic after that. Quite tricky business here, like.
They're purposely not fixing the road, as otherwise it will become one of the commercial destinations and will kill this transportation business.
Merry Christmas, Belle. Pa-da-pa-pa-pa. You can have sun, rain and snow in the same day here, huh?
We're still with the shorts here, Jesus.
Almost 90% of the country lies more than 1500 meters above sea level, with the highest peak at 7439 meters. Because the high peaks function as moisture catchers, Kyrgyzstan is relatively well watered by the streams that descends from them. After 4 hours of walking, we've arrived at a big valley where the last yurt left, and this one is our for tonight.
Oh, it's nice to be
in the warm place.
Yeah.
Just you start to appreciate simple things here. 5 cups of warm tea with the cookies, some bread, caramel thing.
We'll ask for the fire.
That would be amazing. And there is hot springs, which we go now.
What's up, guys? Welcome to my summer house, living room. This is my spa area, shower, all the things, you know. Hot spring, thermal water here. Look at this, it's boiling.
But for sure you can smell the Iceland smell here, huh?
It's a pure pleasure to come from a cold and windy valley into a small, warm and cozy room with a fireplace. We've dried out our things, enjoyed the time next to the fireplace and headed to our yurt. Yurts are one of the most essential part of Kyrgyz culture and are more than just houses. The outside is made of felt and wool, which is water repellent and warm. The whole design was centered around being both portable and flexible. The top of the yurt is a wooden circle called a tunduk, which can be opened when the weather is nice. You can have fire in the center so that the smoke could escape out through the tunduk. Each item has a specific place. Traditionally, the right side was reserved for women and would hold dishes and cooking implements. The left side is the man's side, would hold harness and hunting knives, and everything necessary for herding and hunting. Nowadays, yurts are not the main form of housing, as most of the people live in the houses and apartments. Some people are still semi-nomadic, taking yurts and herds to the summer pastures.
Our first night in yurt.
Inside we have a charcoal stove. It's about 30 degrees inside now, but they ask us to put alarms at 1 o'clock and at 3 o'clock
to add more coal
because from 4 till 6 is a nightmare.
And you see it's just basically on the ground.
This is seriously heavy stuff. This is one, and then you have
heavy duty one.
Second one.
1, 2, 3. Okay.
Buenas noches. Whole thing is nightmare, huh? still on.
We were afraid of carbon dioxide intoxication and didn't sleep well at all.
Everything is waking up. The sun is waking up. The temperature slowly changing.
During Soviet era, Kyrgyzstan and Tajikistan shared the abundant water resources with Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan and Turkmenistan in the summer. And these three nations shared oil and gas with Kyrgyzstan and Tajikistan in the winter.
Enjoyed it?
Yeah, there are few camps here. It doesn't matter where you stay at the end because all of them are fine. But here family is really good, huh?
Yeah, quite happy, yeah. It was quite an experience, but we'll learn how to deal with the cold. Next time will be different.
Another practical skill here. The horses, dogs.
It's all in front of you, basically. It's not like a circus or something. And today we're going down the hill all the way, 15 kilometers, so it's
fun. Super bombastic.
Woohoo!
Telefantastic. Hello.
Hi guys. Badass toy, here. It feels like there's like a hotspot here, huh?
Yeah, trafficated, huh?
We took some reinforcements and headed downhill to come back to the city. As it was getting cold on the mountains, people were moving the animals to the lower altitude.
Delivery service. Basically, DHL is everywhere.
Crutches hold the ghost that gave the affidavit, but are you ready for it? Tides you stole the most, of which you're scared to admit, but are you ready for it?
Snack for you, chocolate brownie.
Smells like horseshit.
Really?
Hakuna Matata. Hakuna Matata. Hakuna Matata.
We arrived at our hostel and made ourselves comfortable. In the off-season, the prices are really affordable, and we paid $10 for this room.
You have a lot of choices here. You can stay in the guest house, you can stay in the hostel, you can stay in something nicer and more expensive.
At night, there are no lights on the street, so I needed to make myself safe and simply remember my childhood. Next day, we headed to the market, so we could take a taxi to Jetioguz.
You need to negotiate everything here.
Nice people, but they tried first.
Yeah, from 600 we went to 300.
Support the local community.
Yeah, and after when you talk to them, you realize how they live.
А у нас же работы нету. Завод, фабрик. Нету зарплаты у нас.
After a week in Kyrgyzstan, we learned some Kyrgyz words. And what does it mean? It's like, please, subscribe to our channel.
Guys,
Easy.
if you like this video, do that.
Jetioguz Rocks is a protected nature monument located 30 minutes from Karakol. The name comes from the rock formation's resemblance to the Seven Bulls and a legend about the Khan's unfaithful wife. Another nearby formation is called Broken Heart. Legend says that this is the heart of a beautiful woman who died of a broken heart after two suitors killed each other fighting over her. It's become a symbol of Issyk-Kul region, and it's a favorite spot for photographers. An easy 5 kilometers hike from the sanatorium on a rocky track next to the river leads to the Valley of Flowers, a valley that is ablaze with flowers from May to early summer. Amazing green fields, hugged by pine forest. You might think that you are in Switzerland for a moment, and not in the remote Kyrgyzstan. The high-altitude pastures make for a perfect place for a picnic. From the Valley of Flowers, you can reach the Vechi-Kosi waterfall. Should take about an hour by foot.
Hey, someone lost his balls, no?
You can get here by car as well, or at least the initial part, as the road was quite good. And on the way, we found a mini cave.
There is nobody standing here asking for money. Vamos.
I guess they just didn't finish the project.
After resting in the middle of the valley and playing with a gun, we headed back to the Seven Bulls.
You can find kind of,
Dolce Vita.
yeah, convertible. Probably like 40 years old, no?
Yeah, Côte d'Azur. After nice hike, it's always nice to have
Пряники.
with the black tea. There's literally no taxes here, so we need to kind of overpay double price to.
Luxury stuff.
Yeah, check this out.
Величение же отличное. Подожди, она Радонова Ивановна есть у нас. Она же по Союзу втором месте занимался.
Riding this 50 years old Lada is a priceless experience. Now we just need to take Marshrutka back to Karakol.
So even if you speak Russian, it won't protect you from taking advantage of the tourists.
You can be sitting in the same car, everyone pays 30 and we pay 40.
What's happened if someone doesn't speak Russian? They just
They
ask
just
you whatever they want.
they just give you, 100 easily.
Look like a local.
Yeah.
We need the heads maybe.
Yeah.
We took a day off to explore Karakol center. We had to buy a couple of things, so we stopped at the supermarket.
Yeah, by looking the prices of the vodka, 88 som.
So it's like €1.10. This one is under €1. The price explains a lot why the coffee is not very popular here.
€10 for 150 grams of coffee.
Center of the city has a lot of historical monuments and nice parks. It felt nice to not plan anything for one day and just walk around.
Like a romantic type of personality you have.
Don't tell me, yeah.
I'm not sure what's going on there.
They have Brazilian lifting there.
Sintol. Ruki bazuki.
If you don't have problems with money, then there is the Hanisha carriage, available for your special day. We are ready to move on, but before going to Skaska, we wanted to see Sunday's animal market, so we could compare it with the markets we've seen before.
It's not impressive at all, yeah. Very
No.
dirty.
I feel kinda uncomfortable even here, even speaking Russian.
Everyone is staring at you and it's only about ships. I wouldn't come here actually. I doubt that it's the biggest in Central Asia. I don't
No.
think so.
I'm kinda happy to drive away from here.
We happily rode to the center to pick up another bus.
Curious thing that the whole market is made from simple containers.
Just having it like the second floor. So.
Very often, you buy tickets from the bus driver instead of the cashier's office, so it's good to inform yourself about the price in advance, as you will need to negotiate it.
До Сказки, после Тосора. Сколько будет стоить?
150.
Ну, 150 до Бакамбаева.
Что Бакамбаю, что Сказка, одинаковая цена.
Да? За 140 можно?
Ой,
130, давай.
Ай, ну что, я же на базаре халгатки не продаю же, носки не продаю же.
Ну да.
Давай, положи.
Что ты за сколько едем?
Сейчас поедем.
Туда по 140 едем или как?
Ну давай 140, черт.
Он дает.
20 я тебе дарю.
You need to negotiate everything and everywhere. The beauty of Marshrutka is the price, and we paid more or less €2 to get here. It takes about 2 hours, as it's stopping everywhere. And if you drive by car, then it's about 1 hour and a half.
And the entrance is 50 som.
We've got VIP entrance now. It's like two of us in the whole canyon.
Skaska, which means a fairy tale in Russian, is a unique place, formed by sandstone mineralized multicolored inclusions, water and wind, where natural sculptures who created amazing castles, towers, and figures of fabulous animals. The most famous one is the wall. That reminds us of ruins of the Great Chinese Wall. During the day, colors of gorge change depending on the light. Especially bright colors appear after rain.
Nice weather, nice mountains, really good for selfies, if you're into selfies.
Look at those colors. Show why yellow color there.
I mean, it feels like we are in Peru somewhere, right?
Even now in low season there are a few people here.
So imagine what's happening here in August.
How many buses coming here?
Human jungle here.
Now it's
Taking
nice. If we
pictures.
had tent, definitely we would sleep here. Definitely come here, it's worth stopping, even if you need to hitchhike after.
And you can spend like half an hour, 2 hours, 4 hours, just go deeper and explore.
Those 6 people around us were filming a promotional video for Kyrgyzstan, who were willing to give us a ride to the next town, where we were planning to spend a night. On the way, we were so lucky to stop for a priceless eagle hunting experience, 1,000 years old Kyrgyz
My
tradition.
name is Ruslan. Eagle hunting, this is traditional from ancient times.
In the hunting, these eagles catch animals, maybe fox, jackals. Eagles killing always with claws. This big, only eating. We can now how this eagle from tail color. Eagle eye very sharp.
Yeah.
Eagle can see till 3 kilometers. This only for the training.
In about 2 hours, you can learn everything about eagle hunting, and they will do numerous demonstrations like this.
Every time when the eagle catch the skin of this fox, they need to give fresh meat to the eagle.
This eagles eating everything. Finish digest bone and meat. At this fur, eagles vomit.
We just enjoyed a few more demonstrations of hunting, including on the real rabbit. Sorry if I said it too late, and also hunting with the help of dogs.
But if I would see that dogs on the street, I would think like, oh, they're such a cute dogs, but no, they're hunting dogs. So.
To make the experience even more pleasurable, they organize archery classes with horses.
What should I say? It's a good fun, huh?
Sound arrow. So in the ancient time, if watchmen found the enemy, they will use this.
This group invited us for a full day of horse riding while we were having dinner with them. We happily agreed as the price was really fair. But before that, we had some serious singing and even some Latino dancing. And who doesn't like that? We started the day early and walked to the meeting point.
Как дела? A lot of shoes, it means they're inside. No, there is another one. No, calm your horses, huh?
Once everyone got ready, we drove for about 30 minutes and arrived at the farm.
A real true farm here, huh?
It's real, yeah.
Proper stuff. Chickens, dogs.
They ate some vegetables, huh? Oh, yeah.
Some tomatoes.
Yeah.
Before jumping on the horses, we had a tour around the museum, which can show you how the things were done in the past and all the tools they were using.
This is a real leather. This is a bucket, the top of the yurt, just for making light come through. And this is also for cameras. You just take and pour it down.
Father of the tour guide was the chairman of the Presidium of the Supreme Soviet, and now he is back to normal life on the farm, as everyone else. After a few selfies and paparazzi, we were ready to jump on the horses and hit the road. It's a pure pleasure, as the weather and the view is incredible. Sometimes you might feel that you are not gaining elevation, as you are moving relatively slowly. But in reality, the horse is doing all the hard work and breathing fast.
I think this is the best time I was riding the horse, huh? This is real stuff, huh?
Yeah, they're more playful. Actually, you can run with them like gallop.
Yeah.
It probably is going to be hard to stop them, but yeah, it's doable. We gained like maybe 500 meters of elevation.
The sun, warm. Have you seen snow on the road?
We learned a new word here, eh? Cho, cho,
cho. How is the stop?
Brr.
Brr. So we have a quick break here for some nice snack, and you know what? The food tastes twice as good as our horses need some break.
And we're almost actually at the end there.
From 2,000 meters, and we came up to the
3,050.
Maybe after 1 hour, I was already more comfortable. Crossing the river, that's the most exciting and extreme thing. So he goes really down and you're almost touching with the shoe the water.
This organized group is creating a promotional video for ecotourism in Kyrgyzstan. And they're also researching the snow leopards in the area. This is a camera with a motion sensor, and they will leave them for 6 months in order to count the population of leopards in the area. We also participated in how to install the cameras.
Do I need to scratch something?
Once they installed the cameras, we started to walk back to the farm. It's taking more or less the same time, as going downhill for horses is even more tricky. Once the sun went down, the temperature started to drop pretty fast.
My ass, I can feel it.
It's quite tiring to sit like 4 hours on the horse. We will be happy to jump off the horse.
Marshrutka.
The tea at the end was really a good touch.
You start to appreciate those things, huh?
Yeah. It still hurts, huh? Maybe they should have like horse riding shorts, you know, with a lot of foam.
I'm not sure what was sitting on the marshrutka for 6 hours. 5 hours. Sitting on the horse for 5 hours.
That's the end of our time in the north, and we are heading to the Osh, the biggest city in the south. It's about 40 minutes flight.
I think it was quite easy to transfer compared to 12 hours of marshrutka.
I think we made a good choice because we probably wouldn't be able to stop on the way.
The light belt off, no one is standing.
It's like daytime, so we'll get minibus. I think it's the cheapest transfer from the airport you can get in the world. Like
13 cents from the airport to the center.
In the center of Osh, there is a great opportunity for a hike on the mountain. It's not extremely challenging, but there are a few interesting things. It is very important to prepare your muscles before an exercise.
Feeling strong and ready to climb this mountain. Intense but short.
Check out that cloud.
It's quite smoky, yeah.
I think it's from the heating up the houses. On the flag you can see the yurt, the window.
You noticed that, huh?
Yeah, just now.
5 peaks and slopes of Salaman 2 contains numerous ancient places of worship. According to believers, if a Muslim rolls down the surface of the stone, he or she would recover from pain in the back and barrenness. During many years, the stone has been polished to a mirror shine.
We saw some ladies put in the hand there for several times, so I guess there is some ritual here. But I'm kind of a bit scared, just you don't know what you can find there. It's so smooth here, huh? I imagine like thousands and thousands of hands were there.
Osh is recognized as one of the oldest cities in the world. According to historical and geographical sources, Osh was the center of the south branch of the Great Silk Road, linking Central, South and East Asia with the Mediterranean and Europe. The caves are interesting and mysterious, and the largest cave preserves petroglyphs depicting the sun and animals. Now, there is a museum in this cave.
So this place called Chiltan, to heal yourself from spiritual illnesses and depression. People were closing themselves here for 40 days and staying and drinking just water. There is no Wi-Fi, there is no internet connection.
Bad boy.
So actually we were laughing, but stretching was really useful today, huh?
Imagine if we stayed in that yurt on the mountain.
How much cold would you need, huh? Think about that.
Inside of that thing is a museum, and entrance is 150.
If you manage to read it in Russian, probably you can pretend and ask to pay like a Russian price.
For 150 som, you can take a marshrutka for 3 hours.
You can have a nice meal as well, huh?
And we had a nice meal, walked around the center and headed to the dodgy bus stop under the bridge. We've tried to go to Sarymogul, but because of difficulty in agreeing on the price of the bus, we decided to skip that area. We walked to our hostel to drop the bag, made a new local haircut and sauna for an hour to relax before going to sleep.
New day,
new adventure.
And we have a new tour guide today.
It's 18 basically.
We headed into the direction of Saretash with hope to see some beautiful landscapes and stop for some selfies on the way and to stretch our legs. And then arrived at the local sanatorium with healing water.
Very post-Soviet Union thing.
Yeah.
But still they have thermal water here. If you have skin problems or problems with the stomach, that's your place. Really cheap, 150.
If you walk uphill for a couple of minutes, you can taste some healthy water as well.
So it tastes like water.
On weekends, people come here with kids, organize barbecue and just enjoy their time on the outside. After seeing a huge yurt where big parties are happening, we headed to our next stop, a cultural museum in Gulchi, where we learn about local history and then headed to the market to see local goodies.
По телевизоре показывать будете?
Вы улыбаться будете?
Да, конечно, ты чё? Америка едет.
That was the place for our lunch, with this samsi, made in front of us. Atmosphere in the restaurant was authentic. We continued to walk around the market with not much purpose and stopped for a refreshment drink.
Квас?
Not bad, yeah. А в какую цену ваш жарма?
20.
20.
It was milk
with the corn and I guess with the grain as well.
I liked the decoration of the shop. Nice pictures, nice fruits on the walls.
You wouldn't see tourists there, huh?
And the guy has a friendly face, huh?
Once we've decided regarding our next destination, we had to stop to the toilet for 1 minute.
We'll show you the toilet.
Because it's expensive here, like
10
soms.
It's double price, usually it's 5.
But because they use it only to make a poo, not pee.
Oh.
If you want to pee, you just pee wherever you want, but for poo, you go here and there are no like barriers, it's all like an open community. Can you pass me the toilet paper?
You can sit, smoke and thing like this and
quite cool.
Yeah, the lady was thinking that we want to drop the things.
At this moment, we were between Osh and Saretash. That area has incredible views and hikes. Due to cold weather and lack of transportation, we decided to skip it. You would need to dedicate at least a couple of days there. You can even climb Lenin Peak with an impressive 7,134 meters. It's also a start of Pamir Highway. We fooled around with ships for a couple of minutes and started to drive back through the mountains. I might tell you that this road has a fantastic view, no matter how you move yourself. I guess I would even cycle it. Once we arrived back at the hostel, we just chilled, as we were planning to wake up early next day. To get to Arslanbop, we had to change Marshrutka 3 times, and it took us like half a day to get there. The surprising thing is that many people of age are using their smartphones, even to check Google Maps. Mostly on the way, you see rural houses, and once you get to the final destination, it's quite big, and definitely more rural. When we arrive at the new place, the first thing we do is to go for a cup of tea. And in this case, we had lunch as well. We were still without a place to sleep, and on Booking.com there are only 2 places, and they're far from the center. So we headed to CBT, and they had 22 houses for rent.
They kind of choose for you because they show you 2 pictures and
you don't choose like on Booking cleanliness stuff.
They don't have reviews here.
It's just pure luck.
We felt that there was a bit of mafia. Example. To get from the house, it's only 1 kilometer, and the guy from CBT insisted to wait for the car. They will come to pick you up, but it's not gonna be the host to pick you up, but some random taxi driver, and the owner of the house will need to pay them.
Человек, который развозит, да?
Да, это он. Некоторые берут 70 рублей, а он сейчас тоже взял.
Even if it was 2 minutes trip, the ride on Niva is priceless, and for sure it's our car of choice for the next wild adventure. Not sure why they are not adding the houses to the Google Maps, maybe they're not good with technology. Worth mentioning that all food places closing by 6 PM, so you will probably end up having dinner at your homestay.
Что вам приготовить на...
The price is high, but remember that this amazing tea with cookies and candies is also included. You have a nice collection of goodies here.
Yeah, I think they collect it. It's like almost like a treasure. Yeah. When someone is getting married, they give part of them to the newly married couple.
It was a really clean and tidy house with Sovietic furniture. After enjoying the comfort of the carpets on the wall, we headed to see the waterfall.
That's impressive how such a small amount of water creates so much noise, so much...
I would call it a creek even, not a river.
Atmosphere around the waterfall is below average, and we didn't have much desire to take even a selfie. We met 3 ladies there who were visiting the waterfall as well, and they gave us a ride back to the center of the town. The driver of tuk-tuk invited them for a cup of tea, and they offered us to join us, which we happily did. Arslanbop's grove produces 1,500 tons of walnuts per year, and is the largest single natural source of walnuts on Earth. The economic activity of the town centers around the walnut. In the walnut season, the villagers of Arslanbop engage themselves in collecting the nut. For this purpose, they hire a small plot of land for a fee.
Yeah, 1 kilo, 1 euro.
But not cleaned ones.
After having some bread with tea, we chatted a little bit more, explored around the house, and head back to rest.
Probably will have some wedding crush there as well.
Ooh.
Hopefully, yeah.
Interesting thing, everyone exchanging phone numbers. Oh, give me a number, give me a number.
Imagine if you have like thousands of numbers here, they're like, who is this?
Next day, the weather was fantastic, and we started the day early from the breakfast.
Yeah, the corn just fell in the salad.
We knew that the hike would take us most of the day, so we bought some snacks and we made sure that we had seats. To save time, we've tried to take a taxi, but there is no luck.
Туда-обратно. 1000.
Да не, нам 3 километра подвести до водопада, а мы пешком пойдем потом.
Нет, вот.
Just a small ride for 3 kilometers, they were asking 700.
I mean, if you don't know the distance, it seems like far away, but it's really like 3 kilometers basically.
They are standing there without doing nothing, and we are walking.
They're all playing lottery here,
Yeah.
And no one cancelled a little bit of family drama.
And what type of hike can you do without seeds?
Gives us some energy and power.
If you are coming to Arslanbop, then it's a must to go on a hike mission. CBT offers expensive tours for us, like horse riding and multiple days hiking, but you can take your own tent and explore the area for free. Don't forget about the walnut forest, which is the biggest in the world. And there is a bigger waterfall as well. After an hour of walking, we've arrived at the spectacular valley, where walking is a real pleasure.
Weather is nice.
But something is expecting that there, huh?
Yeah, big rocks on the valley, view on the mountain.
I was talking about the climb.
Okay, no.
The legend says that Arslanbop, he was a religious man. He was going there for praying, and that's why it's considered like a sacred place.
You don't need to be 7 years old to enjoy some fun exercise on top of the mountain, as you feel really free up there and forget your everyday problems. After a few drone selfies, we headed downhill, back to our homestay to relax after a good day of exercise. Someone tried to give us a ride, but we gave up to negotiate, as everyone is trying to make millions on tourists here.
You have to adapt to any conditions here. If you have this car, you will use it for carry all your stuff.
Once we got to the square, we were ready to take a nice ride on Marshrutka with a couple of changes. The demand of travelers is much higher and you might end up riding a bus standing for the whole journey. The small problem is that it's a norm and not an exception.
I put new socks, fresh stuff.
Fresh underwear, yeah, everything fresh.
We had to stop in Jalalabad to change the bus and we received a serious wedding invitation, which we couldn't refuse. We were curious about how it is, so we accepted.
I feel a bit uncomfortable coming to someone else's wedding and
without knowing any names.
Yeah, just hanging around here.
Weddings in Kyrgyzstan are a really big deal and it can take several days. We got lucky to be on the main day of celebration. The hall is divided into 2 sections and each family is sitting on the opposite sides. From the beginning of the evening, the table is full of fruits, candies, horse meat, sodas, teapot and bread. We were only 2 people with European appearance and we definitely brought a lot of attention and curious eyes. And the local thinks that it's really cool to have foreigners guests, so we were important guests there. Once the newlyweds arrived, the evening started. Some speech and definitely some money games, which is fun to watch. Kids are dancing and everyone is happy. I took a serious role of supplying fun fuel for the ladies. Very few people got drunk and nobody was doing crazy things. On our 12-person table, only half a liter of vodka was consumed, which is nothing. My only complaint is that we had 2 pieces of cake for the whole table. Who doesn't like cake? Seriously. And it's impressive how 80 years old lady is using touchscreen phone. The most uncomfortable situation I've been into is to give a speech to a newlywed who I don't even know. It was the first time in my life and I hope it's the last one. After all of that, the serious session of dancing started on the dance floor. I felt like we were obligated to entertain everyone. So we were on the dance floor most of the time. And it's getting hot there. Rubbing style, casual, grandpa. We are in the circle, spinning around, synchronized. I don't care. Hitting on someone's wife. I'm a cute little girl. We don't want to, but we need to. And of course, professional dance competition. At the end of the party, they gave to everyone plastic bags. And everyone literally emptied the tables. Food, drinks, everything gone in 2 minutes. And actually, I like this concept. Why to be shy and leave things you paid? By midnight, everyone gone. And that's how Kyrgyz wedding looks like. We enjoyed the evening and ladies were heavily inviting us for a second wedding next day. But we needed to refuse as we had already travel plans. And too much party is too much. We were worried that it would become like a job. We said goodbye to the newlyweds and headed to the hotel.
The guy drove us from restaurant to here. It was 64 som. We just spoke about, I don't know, random stuff. And at the end he's like, no, you don't pay. It's free. You tourists. That guy kind of ruined a bit my stereotype about that.
Next day, we headed to Osh, so we could cross the border from there to Uzbekistan. Before crossing the border, we decided to check the famous Osh market and exchange leftover currency.
Yo.
This is Gucci.
Half of the bazaar is kind of empty. Well, how was your shopping?
Bought half a kilo of apricots. They're pretty good, so
yeah, good result.
I'm happy.
The border with Uzbekistan is just 6 kilometers away from the city center, and you can take Marshrutka.
You took all your bags?
Yeah. Oh, I think I forgot one.
We prefer to take taxi, as our friend Nomin was still learning the ultralight travel skills.
They're not shy to ask the money, but they are quite shy to be on the camera. Huh?
Crossing was really smooth, as they give an extra priority for tourists. Let's summarize the trip in few words.
Yeah, we had a great 3 weeks of traveling in Kyrgyzstan, and we can definitely say that it's a perfect place for nature lovers. Great hikes,
horse riding
and cycling, yeah.
Yeah, and let's give a bit of score to everything. What do you think about transportation?
Let's go for 4. Still a lot of space for improvement there.
I'm tired to negotiate the prices with the taxi drivers, but there is online taxis, which works very well. So that one saving the situation.
In some locations, yeah.
Yeah, food?
7. They have a lot of meat there, but not enough wages.
You can have a meal for a couple of dollars still, so it's quite affordable for now.
Good value, yeah.
What about accommodation?
Let's go for 7 as well. It's still in the stage of development, so it's gonna get better and better every time.
Yeah, I might correct 7.5 because people are warm and welcoming. It's
For
mostly
sure.
homestay instead of hotel, so...
Yeah, that was a big part of our experience in Kyrgyzstan. People.
You felt safe?
9. Even without the gun, that's plastic one, we would feel quite safe.
Mobile services?
9 again, really good coverage and very competitive price.
If you was going tomorrow again, what would you do differently?
I would go definitely for a tent, hiking equipment, and we'll do several days or a week hike. I would skip maybe August but go in July, September. Yeah.
Thanks for watching and see you in the next one, huh?
See you in the next country, yeah.
Arrivederci.
Ciao.